live.
What is going on YouTube and also the Discord stage? Welcome to your Strats Weekly for the week of 7 August 2021. As always, I am your host, Off. Thanks for being with us. Shout out to the peeps over in Discord. Tacos, Eric, and Braden up here. Chat with us. Dies a lot, Engineering. Bill down there in the audience listening along at the moment. And all of you out there watching the YouTube stream as well. How's everybody doing today? Be good?
Yeah.
Can't complain.
I know at least 2 people are currently beard, so I know they're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm running low though.
I mean, you can always just get some Jaeger. That's a good solution. I think.
True.
I mean, that's my preferred solution to being thirsty. Reminder: we are no longer doing a Strats Weekly text channel, but we do have a active threads pinned up here now. I believe Vicino set this up for us. Shout out to Vicino for hooking it up. And you can go in here and quickly find where the actual Strats Weekly text thread is if you want to participate that way, as opposed to hopping up here and chatting with us in the voice channels. But if you'd like to come up here as well, you're welcome to. Feel free to. Man, lots to talk about. Lots of stuff going on. Should we just jump right into it? Vecino's not listening along. It doesn't really sell because he's such a big Philly D fan, as we all know. It's a shame he's not here for that one. Taco, are you super quiet?
Yep.
Taco, is your mic anywhere near your face?
Yeah.
I think it's behind his beer.
I don't have any beer, man. Well, I do.
Because it's all gone.
I do, but I haven't drank in a while.
We'll turn him up a wee bit. It'll be fine. Alrighty. First, as always, real quick, World of Warcraft. We play World of Warcraft around here. If you are interested in playing World of Warcraft with us, we are on Area 52 Horde side. You can head down to Blizzard's channel, hit up Nightlife. He can get you all the details on that. We also have some people playing in Classic, although we don't actually have an official guild spun up over there. Nightlife has the details on that as well, because he's playing on both. Feel free to... Really, we don't have the active thread up there? Phil? Interesting. I wonder if that is something he set up from an administrative standpoint. Curious. I'll have to ask him. Yeah, if you don't see it there, though, it is down in the streaming channel. Which reminds me, I meant to pin this. Pin. Bam. Yeah, the message with the thread for the weekly is pinned down in the streaming channel. But yeah, World of Warcraft. We play World of Warcraft. Nightlife's got the details. Also, he periodically streams World of Warcraft content over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/stratsco. You can check it out there as well. We do other Blizzard stuff too, but we'll talk about some of that later, along with some of the other shenanigans. So how many people are out of Blizzard now? I know the president stepped down and the HR lead left as well. And we've now got a second lawsuit going in addition to all of that.
Yeah.
Is there any other like major things that I missed? I know also I was going to talk about it briefly at the Overwatch League bit, but a whole bunch of sponsors are pulling out of Overwatch League. Like a whole bunch.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know if Coke has officially pulled out. I know they're talking about it. They're talking about the status of their contract and whether they're going to continue moving forward.
Well,
Kellogg's pulled out. T-Mobile pulled out.
I don't think Coke will pull out because Bobby Kotick's on the Coke board of directors. So,
I mean, I don't know if they'd pull out now, but I'd be really surprised, depending on how things shake out, if they return next season. Honestly, I'm kind of wondering who's still going to be around to like be a sponsor next season, because they're losing a lot of big names.
I heard that the budget, they almost didn't get to the budget for this year too.
Yeah, I mean, I've no doubt that it was a bit thin.
It takes a lot of money to run the OWO and the teams.
Mm-hmm. And this is like remote to boot. This isn't even trying to do live events. Although I guess live events also supplement costs at the same time. So maybe things would be a little bit easier if there were actual live events going on.
I guess if you read Reddit, all Blizzard needs is China money.
Oh,
so
are
the
we
league will never go under because
China
China money.
Tencent?
Yeah, because China,
the
China money is so good that the league will never go under ever.
I mean, esports are just so much bigger in the East, just period. Like between the teams out of China and South Korea, like the East is doing just fine. And based on some of the homestands that they had out there in the East, like Dallas did a homestand with just their fans, and it was a pretty big, pretty cool looking ordeal, but it was nothing compared to I think it was the Spark was the homestand that I really saw some of. It was massive by comparison. So only, oh yeah, Phil, that's great. I mean, as far as we know, Overwatch 2 is still happening, but there's not been a whole lot of talk about what's going on with current and future projects coming out of Blizzard. They seem to be being rather quiet given the state of things, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense how things are going for them right now. But as far as I know, there's not been anything that says it's not happening, and they did just, show a whole bunch of progress and what have you with the with Overwatch 2 around like E3 time. So,
Well, didn't they release also like a couple days ago a bunch of updates on their ongoing projects like Diablo and stuff?
yeah, I saw something about that. I noticed that it existed. I didn't even click it
It
and
was
skim it.
the Q2 earnings call.
I think is that the one that the second lawsuit is based on, or is it the Q1 earnings call?
Well, the second lawsuit's from an investor.
Right. Well,
It's a major shareholder investor. I don't think they named who it was, but
I
think it's just based on like everything that's happening. Plus,
well, basically, what I understand is the claim is that like they knew about it and they didn't tell shareholders, and obviously the stock is not doing amazing at the moment as a result. So, yeah, but I mean, Vecino had an interesting take on it. Basically, like it'll be up to them to prove that certain statements made during the call, like they have to prove that they didn't know or did know. Like one side has to prove they did, the other side has to prove they didn't know about what was going on and how that could potentially impact their share.
They knew what was going on. Well, the investors probably did.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like the company is supposed to tell the investors related to all that. I don't know. I'm not up enough on how stock stuff works to like with the implications of that investor call and how that could possibly be. Like I don't know what disclosures are required. I don't know the laws or surrounding that, the rules. So, but it's mostly to me just interesting that like they're being sued by the employees, which had a negative impact, and now the investors are also suing. It's just bad look all around. Not bueno with all the sponsors dropping to boot. Not the best for sure.
Yeah, let's hope. I don't know. Actually, let's not hope they bring it back together, because honestly, if they don't fix, I get more excited when I hear somebody's coming to Blizzard that hasn't been there for 10 years.
Like and the thing specifically surrounding like the Overwatch League, I enjoy watching the Overwatch League. I haven't watched a whole lot the last couple weeks just for various reasons, IRL and otherwise. But I do enjoy watching it, and it sucks for in my opinion, it really sucks for the players in the league, because like that's the game they chose to like practice and be good at, and now all this hullabaloo is going on, and it sucks that things that they're not responsible for, that they have literally no part in whatsoever, is potentially impacting the future of the sport that they're participating in. A lot of those guys are talented enough. I've no doubt there are other games they could go out there and play, but for whatever reason they chose to play Overwatch. So, I don't know. Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they could.
Especially because, like, so for the Outlaws specifically,
form a players union.
Well, I mean, I don't know what their contracts stipulate, whether they even could do that. But like,
probably not in China.
The Outlaws, for example, one of the Outlaws sponsors was T-Mobile. Like, independent of T-Mobile sponsoring like the Overwatch League as a whole, Houston Outlaws actually have had T-Mobile as a sponsor since season 1. So the team just lost sponsorship at the same time that T-Mobile dropped the league overall. So like the people that I'm talking about, like the players, are being directly affected by this as well, potentially, and like the staff of teams, which have nothing to do with the ongoing anything at the actual Blizzard offices. It's unfortunate that that's how it works.
Well, yeah, but like even like the dev or the Blizzard employees that literally had no relation to these issues,
Right.
they're affected as well.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's one of those things. Is like I don't know where you draw the line or how you draw that line. It's just unfortunate that, like, is the line people who work like at the studio, like on the campus where it was happening? Is it, or is it literally like everything that the company touches? Because right now it's literally everything that the company touches, and I understand that part of the purpose of a boycott, which a lot of people are participating in, from what at least allegedly participating in, from what I've read. Not playing Blizzard games right now, not consuming Blizzard content and stuff like that, because all of that does impact the Blizzard's bottom line, and like the purpose is to send a message to Blizzard proper. It just sucks that the actions of so few are affecting so many. But I also don't have a good solution for how do you draw lines somewhere so that you can still have a meaningful impact on the parent company and the people that you do have issue with, as opposed to every single person who's involved in any capacity with Blizzard. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even like the other teams, like the one guy, the one skeleton crew guy they have on StarCraft 2, who comes in once a month to work on the game, like he's affected too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah,
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you do? What, they're trying to unionize or something, but like Activision Blizzard hired a union-busting law firm to do an investigation, but the employees want a third party. They sent a letter. They wrote up a letter rejecting who Bobby Kotick and the Blizzard or the Activision Blizzard executives hired to do the investigation.
Amazing.
They were just like, nah, we don't like it. We want somebody else.
I mean, it's fair. Like,
I mean, like they forced the chick. So there's like their like compliance executive or legal counsel. I don't know what she is, but she was one of the first to release a statement that saying it was all false, and she was the head of like the women's AKB organization, Activision King Blizzard network, and she was like fucking George W. Bush's like Homeland Security advisor. She's got some torture shit under her belt. So there's a hitting back at her, but she stepped down from the women's network for the company. And they kind of forced her to. I was like, well, she probably covered up some torture, so she's probably crazy.
I don't know. Crazy might be a stretch. I mean, I think people forget sometimes that everybody has a price for just about anything. Maybe not everything, but everybody. Like, there's a number for everybody out there where you really would at least pause and stop and think about your various convictions and what you do or don't think is right. And like, maybe that number existed for like maybe whatever they offered her in those situations was right. Like, I can say I've definitely, there are things I'm not terribly proud of in the past that I've done. That's just like,
yeah.
Looking back, it's like, man, why did I'm an idiot. Why would I possibly have done that? Like, in what world? And it wasn't even for, potentially copious amounts of money. It was just like things I was told to do. So.
Yeah.
Even the best of us sometimes turn to prostitution. So
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what country you're in, that's totally fine. Not in prude America. None of that. Unless you're in one of 2 cities. Woo! All right. Well, we're well and truly off track there. Let's rein this back in. We got more games.
What was the original?
Oh no, I don't know.
Sponsors.
We were talking about sponsors. Now we were talking about. I forgot to line this one up. Dang. Oh, we were talking about World of Warcraft originally, and then we sidetracked
yeah,
into all the
wow.
Blizzard and Overwatch League stuff.
Yeah,
But we also play Final Fantasy. Ayo.
Final Fantasy.
We're on Crystal Goblin on PC.
Yeah, Crystal DC Goblin server. I think I'm gonna start up. Well, there's the Crossworld Link Shell that is just like a chat channel basically.
Right.
But Serge told me there's a thing called fellowships, which is like almost like like it's almost the same thing as a link shell, except you can have up to like 1,000 players. I think it's utilized mostly for like communities for like specific actions, like hunting groups or like rare, mob finding groups or because it's got like in the interface, it's got like a poll section and a message board section. So we might start up a fellowship too. I don't know. We're kind of recruiting.
Yeah, I know.
Not as much as
it's passive recruitment for sure. It's mostly like people around here already. I know that the active recruiting push hasn't happened a whole lot, and that's partly because just damn near impossible to create characters half the time.
I recruited a guy like a week ago. He just left today earlier.
I mean, that'll happen.
He didn't really talk at all, so it's fine. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start spamming in game. I mean, it's ESO grew so quickly because it's a mega server. It's one server,
right? Not
individual servers.
Yeah, compartmentalized all over the place and not suffering issues that make it impossible to even like get in and play, like create a character on the server where everybody is playing. Yeah.
But I've been doing the main scenario quest line, and there's a lot of people around. So they're there, and there's a lot of people not in an FC. So I mean, we'll find them.
Yeah.
We'll just tell them we got an AI as our community leader.
We have an AI overlord
and a duck that helps.
That's right. Helps.
And they'll come. We'll tell them we're like VTubers.
There's
got to be a good percentage of Final Fantasy 14 players are like VTubers.
I mean, braid them for one.
Lol.
Yeah. So yeah, Final Fantasy 14. We're on Crystal Goblin. If you want details on that, feel free to hit up Taco down in the Final Fantasy channel. Braidum can also help you out there. Who else is in there that could help? Zarya and Surge are both there.
Zarek.
Oh, yep, Zarek's in there. Yep, lots of people that can help you out there. Alright, yep. That's Final Fantasy. What else we got? Oh, it's everybody's favorite game. Woo! Princess Connect time. Just real quick, for those who are playing or who are interested in playing, we do play on the global server. Clan Battle rankings seem to have stabilized. We haven't been rewarded out yet, but we're in the same reward bracket we've always been in. Kind of what we expected to be. Hopefully, those will settle pretty soon. We're also about halfway through the double draw rate event that's going on right now. So 3-star characters, the rarest characters, are twice as likely to show up when you're doing gacha pulls. We're also about halfway through the free 10 draw daily that you can do on the current event banner, which is Summer Tamaki. So if you have not been pulling and you play, or you're interested in playing, pretty good time to be pulling. Lots of free stuff. Some people have gotten crazy lucky. One of our guys, Diek, has actually pulled 4 3-star characters, which is like stupidly improbable, and it was 4 different characters to boot, which the way Princess Connect's gacha works, especially with the 1 and 2-star characters, you're pretty likely to see duplicates in a 10 pull for whatever reason, it seems, despite there being quite a wide variety of characters. But yeah, he pulled 4 for free on the company and got 4 different characters, 3 of which he actually really needed, so that was pretty cool. So that's going on. Also tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah. No, it's Monday. New quest areas unlocking. Max levels going up 2, and we're getting 10-5 gear. which is relevant for some characters, not for others. Be sure to take a gander and see who needs to go and who doesn't. If you need any information or help with that, hit me up. I can get you those deets. And we're also doing double mana drop right now, which means double mana drop in the dungeon, I should say. So I think we're coming up on Grotto next. I think Grotto will be the next one that we'll get, which will start sometime on the 14th or 15th of this month. Yeah, new quest area, new stuff. Oh, Arisa shards in that new area, by the way, which is pretty spicy. But yeah, that's Princess Connect. If you're interested in playing with us on the global server, hit me up, shoot me a DM, or ask me in gaming. I can get you all the details on that and get you invited. Path of Exile. Oh. Path of Exile. It's happening. We have a guild. Not a lot of people are playing right now because there's a significantly smaller number of people playing this league than previous leagues for a variety of reasons, not the least of which the fact that they decided to nerf damn near everything. I know Alundril is playing a little bit, so if you are interested in linking up with us in Path of Exile, feel free to hit up Alundril or hit me up. I can get you sorted out there as well. Not a lot of people actually playing though. Just a heads up on that. Oh, I'm being DM'd with DMs. Oh yeah, Cat Poop says he's good to help out also. If you need any help. Yeah, that's pretty much Path of Exile right now. They've rolled back some of the really brutal changes that they made, but not all of them. So, yep. Oh, and apparently, for the first time ever, the current Steam review score for Path of Exile is mixed. For the as far as recent reviews go, with a lot of people, with some of them thousands of hours, speaking pretty candidly about their opinion of the current state of the game. Take that with a grain of salt, perhaps. But people are not happy about it. ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. We're playing that also on the PCNA Mega Server. We got Dies in here also. I don't know if he's available to come up and talk to us a little bit about what's going on there. If not, I can talk about what I do know. Related to ESO, slightly, while I wait to see if Dies is around to chat or not. Elder Scrolls 6 apparently is not coming out until after the new Fable, which puts it as possibly a 2024 release date now. So any fans of Elder Scrolls games, get comfortable. It's going to be a bit still. At least one more release of Skyrim on toaster ovens. Man, I don't even know what's left to release it on.
Yeah, at least you're gonna get Starfield and Fable in between that. I feel like there's been very few games that have been coming out ever since, Cyberpunk was a bit of a bust. Those looking for that single player RPG fix. There hasn't been anything particularly good that's come out recently. I can't even think of what game I'm looking forward to right now, except for I'd say the only one I'm looking forward to right now is the new Test Drive Unlimited.
Well, and I saw Blood Bowl 3 has been pushed back till at least sometime September.
Rip.
I know. It's just want to play. Dies is saying he's having trouble. His Discord is not letting him pop up. He should have already had permission to jump up here and speak, and I also tried to send him an invite, and that doesn't seem to be working either. But yeah, we play ESO. Play a lot of ESO. Actually, do I have that picture somewhere? Let's see. Is it here? Hey, yeah, here's some of the stuff from the EVE and ESO peeps this week. The right picture was from the dungeon event earlier today, while the EVE fleet was out doing some stuff, and then the left picture is the EVE guys out there just doing their damn thing. That's the big Sunday fleet that seems to always be about. I can't really talk about what they do. It's super secret stuff, but good fun.
They go to the system.
They get in their ships and they fly around
system.
and do the thing.
They go to redacted system and then they fly their redacted ships to kill a redacted enemy.
Yeah, or to do redacted things.
redacted.
Nobody's 100% sure what they do. I'm not sure they all know what they're doing,
I don't know. I tried to.
but they're
spy
doing
on
it together. No, yeah, but it's good fun. Dies runs the show for ESO at this point. Surge has stepped down, citing some IRL situations and stuff like that, and he's taking a prolonged departure from the game. We're not sure if when he will be back, but Dies, and along with Zarya and a few other new faces to the leadership crew, are holding down the fort over there. We are still damn near at guild capacity because we're just that cool. And even as we purge people who need to go for various reasons, not the least of which just generally being wankers, or because they're just inactive for heaps of time, we still manage to sit right around that top 500 or the 500 player cap. So, but we always do clear out space on a weekly basis. If you are interested in checking out ESO with us, we do a lot of tutorial type, new player friendly stuff, in addition to dungeon runs. Dice leads trial runs for us. Little bit of PvP, not a whole lot of Cryodil smashing going on. That was one thing that didn't seem to be a whole ton of interest around, but some people I think still are out there doing it at least a bit. If you're interested in participating in any of that on the PCNA server, Skumadin down here, ask for Dies a lot, ask for Zarya. Surge can still help you out. He's still in the channel and being helpful. And I'm trying to remember who the new lead was. At least one new lead I saw saying what's up, but the Skumadin channel flies, and I can't find it offhand. But yeah, suffice it to say, lots of good stuff going on over there. If Elder Scrolls Online is something you either enjoy doing or are you potentially interested in participating in. Ah, next up, EVE Online. Oh, Dice sent me a message. Hold on, let's see. Ah, yeah, no worries, Dice. EVE Online, what craziness is going on there? We obviously are a core in EVE. We also are the co-executors of the Pretenders, which is the 21 Sep Tag Alliance. Goes out there and does all kinds of fun stuff. They are still down there. Golly, you guys never stop playing. If you are interested in participating in any of that with Strats Co, or if you are a core who is looking for a group to join in New Eden, we do a lot of wormholing. At least Strats Co does, and the Alliance spends a fair amount of time out in wormhole, but we do other stuff too. We've got people in high sec, we've got people in low sec. A lot of content covered there. Very new player friendly also. If you are intimidated by the fact that EVE has an incredible learning curve, which it absolutely does, and the further you get into it, the steeper that curve gets. It seems like it never ends. By all means, feel free to head down to the Internet Spaceship channel, and you can hit up Orthos can hook you up. Vecino's got the nodal. Mazik is another good one you can hit up, as well as Wex could help you out. A lot of people down there that can help out. But specifically, Eve brought us our highlight, our community highlight of the day, or of the week, I should say. It just happened today. It was actually part of why I was nearly late for the stream, because the highlight came in at like damn near showtime, and I was like, oh crap, but I really want to use this, so I was smashing to get it together. I double checked. I am apparently not going to reveal any sensitive OPSEC information when I show this, but earlier they were doing a small something out in space somewhere in New Eden, and one of our guys accidentally jumped to a zone before he was supposed to, and he had a cloak field on, which is great, but that only lasts for 60 seconds, and there was a whole enemy fleet in there waiting for him. So Mazix went out and saved his butt, and not only did he save his butt, but in the process also got the enemy fleet commander killed. And then the rest of the fleet, of our fleet, showed up, and the rest of their fleet ran scared. Basically, Mazix flew a ship that he can grab everything near him and move it 100 kilometers in the zone within like one of the systems that you're in. So what he did is he went to grab our guy and pull him 100 kilometers away so that they could both warp back out to safety. But as he went to do that, the fleet commander was right in the area and threw down an anti-warp bubble. So when Mazix tried to pull him out, he also pulled the anti-warp bubble and the fleet commander for the enemy fleet. So now the enemy fleet commander is 100 kilometers away from his fleet in a warp bubble, so he can't leave. And Mazix and Beauregard, the guy that was in there, shot him down, and then the rest of the Strats fleet showed up. They blew up the fleet commander's capsule, and the enemy fleet fled in terror. This, by the way, for those that are on the YouTube, I'm going to run it over there, is the recording of how that all went down from Mazix's point of view. As it's apparently not the first time that he's had to dive in and help save somebody's bacon with this specific maneuver. So if you are on the YouTube, you are welcome to watch this. If you are not on the YouTube, let me grab the link real fast and drop it where you guys can watch it yourselves if you want. I will throw this into the thread that's currently going for the Strats Weekly. Bam, there it is. Bifrost saves the day again. It is down there in the thread. Let's take a quick watch of this short highlight.
Wait, I'm moving.
They are not capturing scimitars, okay.
So we all going with him?
No,
Can we-
everybody snooze for a soldier.
Can we get a second basilisk?
That'll need good for time.
Okay, we cannot get a second basilisk.
Masik will receive if he tries.
Yeah, but if we're gonna engage right now, we cannot have Masik receiving.
Yeah.
Lugos, do you have a scimitar instead of not?
Shoot the get out the bubble. Shoot the saber, leave the bubble. Shoot the saber, leave the bubble. You guys can work me off the.
Cuarto Masik.
I mean, sure.
Shoot the saber, Beauregard. Shoot. Overheat. Move out of the bubble. Yes, I know. Double clicking anywhere you want. Go.
We are warping to Masik. We are warping to Masik.
Here's land 100k off.
Masik, get it from
Sabers.
here from me.
Saber's gonna go. Come on, get him Beauregard over here. Don't burn your guns out. I'm going for a summit. Calsteer is prime. You can also get him out instead. Yeah. Get the pod as well. Get the pod from the scimitar. I'm going after the scimitar. Scimitar's primary target.
We are very far and we are.
Yeah, we're never gonna get close to the scimitar. It's super far.
What's you guys' rank?
60.
Mine is 29.
So be really careful here. Shoot the saber pod in the hole. He's leading towards the edge. He's right there. Okay, GF, he says.
Is that?
Oh, that's bad. Fucking fuck.
GG. Did we lose anything?
I got the
Nice
We
work, man.
separated one logic, they pissed off. GG, Masik.
So yeah, I had to actually ask for an explanation because I don't play Eve, and I was watching the video and I was like, I have no idea what I just watched. So I actually had to ask Mazix. I was like, yo, explain it to a layman. What just happened and why was it like so clutch? Because it was
Yeah,
obviously
he grabbed the
super
guy, yeah.
important. Yeah, you like.
You see that?
Well, I mean, I vaguely understood what was going on, but I've never played Eve, so
What it is
well, I understand. I
the
explained
one
it.
dot goes to get the other dot.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah. Those
I played it for 5 months heavy,
Those-
and I still sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, those 50 pixels grabbed those 25 pixels over there. Yeah, it was a big deal. Big deal not only to get our guy out, but also to pop the enemy fleet commander, who was, by all accounts, very salty that this happened, and apparently complained in very very colorful language in multiple chat channels in game about it. He said good fight, but apparently that is not actually how he felt about the situation.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah, trying to give the appearance of being like calm and reasonable. But at the
Right, while
same
your
time-
blood pressure is at like very unhealthy numbers,
Yeah,
and you're
it's like, oh
beat
yeah,
red in the
great
face.
fight, but like that was actually kind of bullshit.
You got
It's like,
lucky.
it wasn't a great fighter.
Yeah, so yeah, which was it?
it's what you can come up with in the spirit of battle. I mean, there's either really good FCs that are calm, or really salty ones. I mean, it's just how it is. And Eve's community kind of fosters a take tryhards but times it by a million.
Oh, also, special shout out to a couple of the Eve guys. I don't remember who it was, but there was some goon squads in the kill feed earlier this week, and I was like, attaboys. You love to see it.
Damn, goons.
I know.
They just won.
I mean, they were goon
Goons.
swarm in the kill feed.
Goons just Imperium just won the war. The World War B2 just ended. Poppy, which is like every big alliance
Mhm.
in the game, has been fighting Goon Swarm Initiative, which together are the Imperium. Basically, Goons is the meme of goons always being bad.
Mm.
But they've been fighting them since June of 2020.
Oof.
And they they got into goon space eventually, into Delve, which is the area the goon lives in, and goon just got entrenched, like just holding their ground constantly, and Poppy's leadership just doesn't know what to do. They're pinging people and telling them they're going to throw 300 Titans into one system, but that ping is in a Discord with spies in it. So Goon just puts 3 or 500 people onto that system. So then it goes into tie-dye, and that was on January. God, it was sometime in January, maybe January 1st that happened. M-2 Hell Camp, where 300 Titans went in, half of them died. Some of them were ghost Titans, where they weren't actually there, or they were there, but the server says they weren't there.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess Poppy pulled out now.
Huh.
So Goons won, but
There you have it.
who the fuck knows? The drama, the drama is why I love Eve. The drama, the espionage, the politics.
Yeah. Well,
It's great and it's unique, and no other game can do it. Albion's like a lighter version of it.
yeah, in fantasy setting.
Yeah, in a fantasy set, and no other game comes close to those two in terms of that stuff. You love to see it.
You love to
and
see it. Well, yeah, if you're interested in joining us in New Eden, either as an individual player, new bro, or grizzled veteran who's returning to their home, we are recruiting. We are also recruiting for the Alliance. Specifically, we are still seeking an Aussie time zone primary core who would like to join a Wormhole Alliance. If you are interested in any of that, like I said, Vorthos, Vicino, Mazik, whole bunch of people down in Internet Spaceships. I can get you hooked up with that. What else? Oh, New World. We've got people that are hype as all get out on New World, and then they New World pushed their date back again to September 28th. Now people are sad.
it needed it.
I mean, that's kind of what I've heard. But also, I know there's at least one person in Strats who was super hype on New World, but also wants to play Battlefield 2042. And it's just previously he was going to get a couple months of real hard poop socking in New World before Battlefield 2042 comes out, and he was like, oh, it'll be great. I'll do big hard push, and I can play a little bit more casually and also be able to play some Battlefield. But now it's like less than a month before Battlefield 2042 comes out is now New World's release date. So he's a little less excited about that. And September, October time period this year is getting cluttered with game releases. So
what if EA delays 2042?
there's no way. No way. I'll say I'd take that
That's
back.
what I said about a lot of games. That's what I said about Dark Tide.
I think we'll find out about that. Well, but we'll find out whenever they give us the open beta. That'll be a telltale whether it's going to get pushed back or not. Although honestly, like if it gets pushed back, it still will just be holiday season. Like if they push it back a month.
The thing is, EA doesn't really delay. So,
well, and from what they've shown looks good. And like, I mean, obviously you only want to show what looks good, but it's also not like it's not a new thing for DICE, right? They've been in this game a wee bit. They've been doing this for a little while. So I don't think we're gonna see any delays on 2042. But New World delayed until the 20th of September. Feels bad. Speaking of DICE, though, if you didn't know, Battlefield 5 is currently free if you are Twitch Prime. I didn't pick it up. I'm not terribly interested in playing Battlefield 5 personally, but in case anybody wants a free game, Battlefield 5 currently free. I'm more hype on.
If you wanna check out possibly one of the worst battle royale modes put into a game.
Oh, was Battlefield 5's VR mode just god awful?
Firestorm. It's to the point that nobody brings it up anymore when they talk about battle royale.
Yikes.
It's riding the hype.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's like Battlefield 5 by itself, not the worst, but
yeah. After we did that brief revisit back into Battlefield 1, I remembered all the reasons why I prefer modern setting for Battlefield games. Just like vehicles aren't as fun. The chase for gear is not near as entertaining because I'm not chasing mods for my favorite weapon. You know, I'm chasing a skin, which is fine. I'm not opposed to chasing a skin necessarily, but getting that extra customization to really make my loadout what I want it to be, I appreciate a lot more than like, oh, I got the gun I like, so now I have it, and now maybe I'll get lucky and get a skin for it. Yeah.
You know where I'm never going? Italy.
Okay, random.
And for one specific reason. There's a mountain there called Monte Grappa.
That's your favorite Battlefield 1 map. What are you talking about?
It was the worst. Every bad time I had on BF1 when we played for a couple days was on that map.
That map actually made Taka want to install. Real talk. He's like, I'm done. I'm uninstalling right now.
I didn't do it right away, but it happened. I haven't reinstalled Battlefield 4, but I probably should.
Probably should.
You're on this Back for Blood thing, so
we'll get to it. It's next.
Yeah. Great.
But real quick though, on Battlefield 2042, if you didn't know, on the 12th they're supposed to be giving us a quote short film that's full of lore about, why the world is at war in 2042. And they've been on Steam. They have released a number of lore-laden write-ups, like story stuff about what's going on in the world of 2042. So if you're interested in lore at all for your games, Battlefield 2042 has been pumping it out daily since about midnight last week, and we'll probably get a few more next week on the weekdays leading up to the 12th when they drop whatever the short film is. When they say short film, I wonder if it'll be trailer-esque, like rendered in engine, or if they're actually going to do like some sort of live action thing.
I don't know. Live action would be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of by any stretch. I mean, the Payday 2 regularly they do live action things, so it's not like unheard of in gaming. And never forget Command and Conquer Red Alert, all the live action stuff for that.
Oh yeah, that shit was great.
But yeah, I don't know. I just found it very interesting that they didn't call it a trailer or anything like that. They called it a short film. It's made me wonder, like, is it going to be live action or is it going to be in-engine? Since they're not doing a campaign, it's interesting. I wonder if this is all lore that had been generated that was going to be for whatever campaign they were initially planning to include, and then they were like, nah, fuck it, like, we're scrapping the single player altogether, multiplayer only, and now they're just, the stuff that was already done is now being released. It's just like more hype up for the actual game. I don't know. I wish I knew.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. I'm pretty hyped. But yes, speaking of Back 4 Blood, I even had a picture prepped for it. Yeah, Back 4 Blood. Pretty good game. Pretty fun. Not gonna lie. Was initially quite whatever on it. I've kind of half kept an eye out on the game, and as it, got delayed out of summer, I just kind of was paying very little attention to it. And then an engineer hooked me up with one of his codes to check it out, and it's good. It is surprisingly good. It is definitely a very, very good successor to the Left 4 Dead franchise, which I guess you would expect that since these are the devs from Left 4 Dead. I think it's gonna be a lot better than Evolve was. Also, what up, Phil?
Hey.
Yeah, how long did we play yesterday? That was not a short session of games yesterday. That was a bit.
Yeah, my wife watched the kids for a long time.
That's good because it feels like there's a ton of people who still play Left 4 Dead, but it's at this point even Left 4 Dead 2 is starting to feel a bit dated, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that like the original Left 4 Dead better than Left 4 Dead 2.
See, I was very upset initially when Left 4 Dead 2 was announced, because I enjoyed Left 4 Dead, but it didn't make sense to me why there was a new one coming out.
It wasn't that long after Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it was like less than a year. Like, it didn't make sense why they wanted like a whole new game purchase. And Cat Poop actually checked it out and was like, yo dog, like Left 4 Dead 2 is pretty good. Like, it's definitely like, it's a shame that it's being considered a sequel, but they made a lot of major improvements to the game. Just like across the board, new infected, better, like new mechanics, like better tuning on just everything. And it really was, like, it really, really was better. But it was just like an iteration on it. Whereas like Back 4 Blood feels like they took a lot of the stuff that worked in Left 4 Dead and with that style of game and are trying to do some new stuff with it, especially with like the deck building system, which is critical to the game. Like, it's a core mechanic you have to interact with the game, but the amount of replayability that system is going to allow for, especially since there are also the AI director also has a randomization about it. It's almost like they're slapping some roguelite elements into the game that has more gameplay depth from a player standpoint at the same time. So I think there's going to be a lot more replayability out of this than the original Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 offered, which is interesting because like in those games the characters were just avatars. There's no statistical difference, whereas in this game every character is statistically different, like has different perks and such than the others. Stuff that they bring.
I can just jump up here.
Yeah, you can just jump
All
up
right.
here. What up, Capoop?
I was gonna sit this out until you said those characters just avatars, man. Don't talk that way about Coach.
Look,
Coach, the way of life.
look. Everybody knows that Coach is too cool to be in that one
man.
quarry. And if you don't know, hit me up after this. I'll send you a link to the video. You need it in your life. The sunglasses. Yeah, man. Though, Back for Blood. I'm a lot more hype about this game than I was. I'm just really disappointed in its release timing and price. Like, I think it's relatively fine. I think that they want 60 for it, but because they're doing a year one content pack a la Destiny, where there's multiple set content releases coming out during the first year, live service-esque, justifying getting that game and then those content packs when it's currently slated for like October 2nd or something like that, knowing that I'm like super hype on Battlefield, which comes out later in October, and then also Darktide, which is another Left 4 Dead-esque game in a really fun setting by a company that's put out 2 pretty banging games already. That's slotted for February, I think, right now, 2022. It's tough. I don't know. I do not know. I really wish Back for Blood was $40. I could talk myself into $40, I think. I don't know if I can talk myself into 60.
Same.
Yeah, so now that I jumped in anyway, I wanted to say too that I haven't played it in its current iteration because I haven't been feeling well this week, but I played it in the previous alpha, Back for Blood, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed the deck building as well, so much so that you could take your deck, and I felt like there was some must takes. So I kind of hope that they've improved that, where it wasn't just like okay, my deck is X slots -5 because you just take these. They're so good that you must take them. So I kind of hope that like they tone down some of the must takes. But also I did find it really fun that when I was doing that first draw, if you hit certain things, like, oh man, it's the run for the thing, and then you could do some sort of like wonky build because you hit like a key piece of it.
So here's some good news for you then. Having looked at what the system used to be and looking at it now, they've done away with the equipment slot thing that used to be in there. You had like that one like equipment perk at the top that you would start with, and then like you had your other 14 cards or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you got to lock in one.
Yeah, so now, like, same thing, you lock in one, but now your deck order is locked in all the time, so you will always draw in the order that your deck is. So you can guarantee your first card, and then you can guarantee, the next 5 that you'll see. So your top 6 cards, you will get the first one, and you will see cards 2 through 6 into your first draw. And then as you pull one, your 7th will come up, and then next round your 8th will come up, stuff like that. So you can actually very systematically plan out what cards you want in what order, so that you can do, what you're talking about, wonky builds. It's actually far more deterministic.
So is it totally deterministic, like every time, or is there a point where it like reshuffles the deck? Or
no? So if you run out of cards in the deck, there are now, I don't know if it was like this previously, but when you run out of cards, so if you play a short deck, for whatever reason, when you run out of cards, there are 4 cards that show up. I want to say the order is stamina shows up first, and then health or ammo. But it's basically there's a stamina one, a health one, an ammo one, and there's a 4th one that I can't remember offhand. But basically there's like weaker versions of some of the other cards. Like the stamina one is 10% stamina. The health one is like 5 health. And
it's fortune, 25.
Fortune, that's what it is. 25 50. To 50 gold or copper in every beginning of each round. That's what it is, yeah. But those 4 cards will fill in your hand once you have run out of cards to draw, and those cards can be taken multiple times.
So, if you wanted to have your deck kind of lay out in a certain way, do you need to, because like, I don't remember how many cards you draw, but do you need to plan to be like, okay, I want to have this thing, So I need to draw it and 2 trash cards that I plan to skip. And then next time is like the thing I want and 2 more trash cards.
No,
and
so
so forth.
it's no. So what happens is you draw your hand of 5, and then you pick one to play, and the next turn you keep those other 4 and you draw the next card in your deck.
Okay.
So like you basically, what I'm doing with my deck right now, for the way I've been playing, is like I have the one I always want, and then I have the card that I pretty much always take first map, like on the first wave, and then I have 4 others that I might want going into the second map, along with the next card. So once I take the one I pretty well will always take first hand or first draw, the next 5 cards are all really good cards for what I'm doing, and depending on what I need going into the second map, I have access to those.
Okay.
Oh, and if you jump ahead in the maps, it just gives you all those cards up to that point.
Yeah, we also experimented with like starting at a later start point, and what ends up happening is you draw a bunch of cards just like right out the gate, because your gear is going to be way under strength when you get to that like later on, because you'll have like your white or your gray tier secondary, and then they'll drop you like maybe blue tier versions, one of each class of weapon. So you actually draw, for every map you skip, you draw a card and automatically get it, and then you also get to pick after that. So you go pretty much straight into getting like extra stamina, extra base health, stuff like that, because you just draw down your deck almost immediately going into, starting in like mission 6, for example. You'll get like 6 cards, and then you'll get to pick 6 cards after that. So you've already like practically drawn your entire deck out, and that's, I think, to help balance out the fact that you don't have 6 missions worth of team upgrades that you purchased for 1,500 copper at the various safe rooms. You don't have access to any cards you might have found while going through the maps, and all the gear, of course, as well. So it's kind of interesting how they've tried to balance, starting later on in the mission sequence as opposed to starting at the very first mission in a campaign and playing through. But I like that it's deterministic. I like that I can really lock things in, because like yesterday I was rearranging my deck once we realized it was completely deterministic, and it was like, okay, I know I always want access to this. I'll want this card eventually, but I don't need it to like maybe like the 4th or 5th map, so I can pull this and put it down lower, and like this is a nice card, but like it's just better than any of the guaranteed cards I'd get. I don't really want it, so I can put this like way at the bottom. I can just take it at some point just to get it, rather than taking one of the free super easy to get ones like fortune or 10% stamina or 5 hit points, stuff like that.
But also there's the cards that you have to like, they're find only. Those still exist?
Yeah, there's some find only cards. Like we had one, holy crap, we had 3 of us with melee secondaries. I think Phil had a hatchet, and Siri was running fire axe, and I had a baseball bat. And we found in map a card that was like, on melee kill, all nearby allies gain 1 temporary hit point. And nearby is like a big ass radius. So
the range was ridiculous.
Everybody's health bar was just light blue for like the top half. It was great. And we were doing the church board up and defend. So lots of light blue health to deal with that have to stand and deliver situation. But yeah, there's been a couple of like cards that we found that I was like, this is strong. There's one that was like 50% faster weapon swap speed or something like that, like 50 or 75% faster weapon swap and minus 5% damage resistance. I was like, bro, hit me with that. Being able to actually like get my melee weapon out in a like on command and just like club somebody. Yes. It's a lot of fun. I just don't know about the release timing, and that along with the $60 price point, it's just like like why couldn't you be like a now release, or hell, why couldn't you have been a June release? Good God, dude, if that had actually come out in June and it's like the state that it's in right now with a little bit more polish, like, yeah, I'd have gone. That'd have given me all kinds of playtime for it.
And it is a month difference, but for those, I know it's not exact same experience, but for those wanting a zombie killing type game, the release date is not that far off Dying Light 2. Another $60 game.
Oh yeah, but I feel like Dying Light's a totally different genre of game though. Like for me, it's not the zombie killing aspect of it that's appealing. It's the Left 4 Dead-esque mechanic, like that.
Yeah.
That gameplay mechanic is what they have in Vermintide, what will be in Darktide early next year. Like that formula is a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it. That like super hard, 4 players against the world type shit.
Yeah, if you added parkour to this game, I think it would take some of the game out of it.
You know what they could do? They could get rid of like melee friendly fire though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at least just tone that down. Come on.
I mean, I did enjoy getting clubbed in the back by you a number of times.
Sometimes you got clubbed. The fact that I can hit you when you're off screen on an ultra wide monitor is like, what? It's just
upsetting.
I don't understand.
Yeah, to me that's always kind of like one of the advantages of melee is no friendly fire.
Yeah, not in this game. Hell no.
Yeah.
I mean, the nice thing though, I will say, both the hatchet and the fire axe are overhead swings, like overhead downward swings. So very little likelihood, or much easier to avoid friendly fire. The machete and the baseball bat, however, are predominantly horizontal swings, so it's real easy to friendly fire. There is a card you can take which allows you to charge the attack up, and it does 100% more damage, which is cool, and it becomes an overhead swing, which is cool, and it has a little lunge forward, which sounds cool until, latency causes you to like slide past the guy you're trying to hit, and he's standing next to you slapping you, and you just like swing at the air. So it's interesting. I tried it for a couple rounds, and I've decided like there are so many other cards I would rather take, and because it's possible to left click fast enough right now to make the game think that you're like, I would like just be spam left clicking in a fight, and then the game's like, oh, you're trying to charge your melee attacks. Like, no, I'm trying to attack as fast as possible, you bastard. Like, don't stop and make me try to charge. And like, it's not the mouse, like it's definitely the game is trying to do that. It's like, if that wasn't happening, maybe I could still stand to take it at some point, but I just like
just made it a whole separate button.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, give me an entire separate. Like, I'd be okay with that. If it was like, so it's like a melee weapon. So right click does nothing with a melee weapon because there's no sight in. So like, make right click my heavy attack. Like that'd be so much cleaner than holding down to charge it up. Because they're also the animation for the charge up is not indicative of when you've actually fully charged it. And if you don't fully charge it, then you just do the normal horizontal attack. It's like there's a lot of doesn't work as well as it could, in my opinion, with it.
Yeah, speaking of overlapping key bindings, just want to complain, doing a Monster Hunter World revisit because I'd never played Iceborne, and they had to change a lot of the control schemes because they added new content.
Mm-hmm.
They added like a grappling claw for everybody, and the way that they reordered everything for the bow, to use the grappling claw, you have to use the button that's the same button as like lock my screen onto an enemy. So if you misclick at the wrong time, all of a sudden your screen just starts whipping around like freaking crazy. It's like, oh, cool. Like don't ever make me use that button in conjunction with anything else. If I could, I would just completely disable that button, but that's not how their control scheme works.
Oof.
It's horrendous when you accidentally lock to enemy instead of, use your grappling claw. But I think that's bow only because the bow just has too many controls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, pretty complicated.
Yeah.
Just hold charge, dash, shoot.
Yeah, it's more like dash, shoot, dash, shoot, but yeah. Dash, shoot, repeat till a win.
No, I was talking about like the big charge, long pierce.
Oh yeah, yeah. That build is still alive and well. I like fired that back up. I was like, all right, this will serve.
That build was so stupid for damage. Like, holy piss. The fact that we were clapping like 4 players scaled or multiplayer scaled Elder Dragons in like that specific Elder Dragon anyways, in such short time periods is just ridiculous.
Yeah, not to like sidetrack to it for any reason, because it's just something I'm personally playing, so there's no like news or anything about it, but they added 2 players scaling, and when I saw it in the patch notes when I went to go see like what had changed, it was like, oh, 2 players scaling.
Hot damn. Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it needed it, because holy crap was some of that just not like not friendly to play if you didn't have an actual like 4-player group and you just wanted to play with a friend. That got like nasty. But yeah, Black for Blood, pretty fun. The current closed beta, I think Alundril still has a key or 2 left around if anybody is interested in checking it out. It ends Monday, I think, but there will be an open beta starting Thursday this week that you will not need like to have signed up for a key or gotten one from a buddy. You can just straight check it out if you are interested in checking out Back for Blood. Good fun, especially if you enjoy Left 4 Dead-esque. It's missing some tutorial stuff. Look up how the cards work if you're confused about that, because it's not super well explained in game anywhere. They just kind of throw it at you, and then in the survey they're like, "Well, how easy was the card system to understand?" It's like, you didn't explain it. You just threw me in there and expected me to know how to do it, and your little 2.5-minute YouTube video doesn't even cover all the information that I need to know about it. So, yeah, good game though. Pretty excited about it. But yeah, actually, I think that's about it for Guys Weekly. Rip Zarek's power, by the way. If anybody's wondering why Zarek disappeared, his power went out. Poor guy. Poor guy. I'm gonna tear all this down and play some Black for Blood, I think. That's what's gonna happen this evening. Well, yeah.
I'm here.
There it is. Alrighty, well, thanks everybody who came out in the YouTube chat, as well as here in Discord. We'll see everybody next week. Take it easy, y'all.